So in today's session, we are going to discuss about the Yagi-Uda antennas. Now, to understand Yagi-Uda antennas, I must understand first what I mean by the arrays and what I mean by the active elements in that arrays and what I mean the passive or the parasites in that particular array. So whenever we are talking about antennas or whenever we are talking about the Yagi-Uda antennas, probably in this antenna, not all the elements are the active elements. So the first we must understand what is array. So if I see the definition of the array, in this array you can see all elements of the array are active. That is that they require a direct connection to each element by the feeder network. Suppose I have this element, this is my dipole, this is my dipole. Say I have a two element array. So here I need a feed to each and every element. So I need to give input to this element, I need to give input to this element. So in this case this particular structure will be called as an array. So if you are giving input to each and every element, this structure will be called as the array. Now what about the parasitic element? You're not directly connecting your feed network to this one, but you're keeping that particular element near to your transmitting antenna. So in this case what will happen, whatever energy will be radiated will be incident on this particular element and it will contribute. Now what will happen, whatever will incident will be reflected back, so it works as another antenna. So this particular element which is not fed directly will be called as the parasitic element. So we are categorizing our arrays like array and parasitic array. So in an array each and every element will be connected with the feed network, and in the parasitic array what you are doing, the element that are not fed directly, now you will call this is nothing but the element which is not fed directly, but it works as an antenna because some energy incident on it, and it contributes in the you can say radiation. So whenever I'm talking about these two things, I'll talk about the active element and a parasitic element. So active elements, feed is not given by feed network, and parasitic element not fed directly. Now here we are not discussing Yagi-Uda antenna with our normal arrays, because this Yagi-Uda antenna structure, if you see the definition, this Yagi-Uda antenna is an array, but it is having only one driven element. So whenever I'm talking about active elements or the driven element is nothing but the element to which you are giving a feed, और आप जिसको network feed दे रहे हो इस elements को आप कहेंगे driven element. So in Yagi-Uda antenna you are having active element only one, and you are having a parasitic elements. So parasitic element जिसमें parasitic element will be same. So in the parasitic element you are not giving network feed directly. ठीक है? So here in Yagi-Uda antenna, if I want to define a Yagi-Uda antenna, the definition says that in an array consisting of a driven element and one or more parasitic elements, and they are arranged, I have only one driven element and I have so many parasitics like this. ठीक है, एंड दे आर अरेंज्ड कोलिनियर, दे आर माउंटेड ऑन अ रॉड. ठीक है, एक रॉड पे उसको माउंट किया है, सिर्फ इसको ही आप फीड दे रहे हो, बाकी सारे एलिमेंट्स आर पैरासाइट इन दिस पर्टिकुलर. So this is the definition of Yagi-Uda antenna. Now, if I want to discuss a very basic unit of Yagi-Uda antenna, it consists only three elements. One is the driven element, another one is the reflector, and third one is nothing but the director. Okay, so only three elements are there in the basic Yagi-Uda antenna. Further modification is done to enhance the directivity. Okay, so we'll see what will happen if I put one active element and one parasite element close to each other. So here I'll just put one active element. I'm taking one active element which will be like this. So I have given some feed to this active element. आपने ये active element को एक feed दिया हुआ है, and you have put it some parasite element यहाँ पे. ठीक है, to this particular close to this particular, and I'm right now assuming that distance is very smaller, the separation between these two, but the heights are equal. So what will happen if I'm giving feed to this one? I am assuming that whatever antenna is there I'm placing along with the z-axis. So here I'll say this is my parasitic element and this will be my driven element. and I'm taking whatever antenna I am using, I'm assuming that whatever length of that antenna is nothing but the lambda by 2 जो आपका half wave dipole है, that is used. Now what kind of the radiations will get, I'll get because of this one. Now the heights are equal. If you'll see here, your heights are equal, both the antennas are of a equal height, so whatever incident here, so whatever energy will be incident is equal to E driven, because I am using antenna which is nothing but the half wave dipole. So half wave dipole में क्या होता है, आपका जो भी आप energy देते हो, whatever energy is incident will be transmitted, because it gives you the maximum radiation in that case. ठीक है? So in this case what will be the relation? Now see here, whatever energy will be there will be incident and it will contribute in the radiation. So if I see the H plane pattern, it will give me this kind of the structure. ठीक है? Radiation ये 0 डिग्री है, आपका 90 डिग्री है, ये 180 डिग्री है, this I'll call as a 276. So I am getting a maximum radiations in the 0 degree and in the 180 degree. So this pattern is nothing but the H plane pattern. Now this is done using a array theory, because we are assuming that this is one array and this is another array, because it contributes in the radiation. So here I can say E incident is equal to E driven. ठीक है? So E incident to E parasite must be 0. So this is according to the ideal conductor theory. Your incident and your parasite must be 0. So you can say this E parasite is equal to minus E incident is equal to minus E driver. So this is nothing but a relationship. Okay, and because of this relation you will get this kind of the pattern. So you going to or are you expecting this, and this whenever you are going to get a maximum radiations in a 0 degree and 180 degree, this kind of pattern is called as the end fire pattern. These things we are going to discuss in a later session, latter part of this particular unit. Right now you understand this pattern is the end fire pattern. So I'm getting a front lobe, major beam, I'm getting a back lobe also. Is it a desired one? I just want to increase the directivity. Agar mera receiving antenna I have placed somewhere here, I want a maximum radiations in this direction. Okay, mere maximum radiation. So what modifications is in done here? So one modification done in this particular, that they have kept now as we are going for say 3 element basic antenna, so 5% longer here. If you put 5% longer than lambda by 2 dipole, what will happen? Okay, and you are keeping that behind your transmitting antenna. Okay, so what kind of radiation will be observed? So suppose this is my dipole antenna, ये आपका dipole antenna, you have given feed from here. ठीक है, this I'll call as a driven element, and I'm just keeping length 5% more than this one and I'm placing it. So if I have a length of 0.5 lambda of a driven element, if I'm saying my half wave means I have a 0.5 lambda length. अगर आप ये 0.5 lambda रख रहे हैं, just keep length of 0.55 lambda here. ठीक है, and this is placed along with what, z axis. आपने ये अगर यहाँ पे रखा है, this I'll call as a driven element. ये आपका driven element है, ये आपका parasitic element है. So what kind of things you will observe? So whatever radiations will be there. Now here you have kept the length greater than your feed element. So the radiation pattern you will observe here will be something different. You will not get an end fire kind of a pattern. So आपका जो भी radiation pattern आपको यहाँ पे मिलेगा, your reflector is placed here, your driver is placed here. So if you see the radiation pattern, you will get a radiation pattern here. आपका back lobe is comparatively, and your frontal lobe will be enhanced in this case, because the radiations get added in this case. Okay, so this I'm just drawing a H plane pattern here. So you can see your directivity in this direction is increased. So आपका front lobe थोड़ा सा बड़ा हो गया है, यहाँ पे increase the radiations in that. ठीक है, so this is the observation. So whenever you are keeping such parasitic which is greater than your dipole antenna, whose length is greater 5% longer than this one, this will be called as the reflector. So the parasitic element longer than driven element is called as a reflector. Now, what will happen if I add one more element in this particular? Okay, so I have added another element. Now here the we can say on I'm just taking another element which is 5%, sorry, 5% shorter than lambda by 2, and our lambda by 2 is nothing but the feed element, or you can say your lambda by 2 is nothing but the half wave dipole. If I'm taking this as a lambda by 2, this is my given element, the length is this one, I'm placing my another element here. Okay, and ideal the initially I have taken a distance is very small, so what kind of things I'll observe here? So this is along with the x-axis, this I can say along with the z-axis, so I'll place all these two elements here. So if I'm saying my antenna is 0.5 lambda driven element, my this element will be 5 times shorter, so 0.45 lambda, so this will be a parasitic element. So if I'm placing this particular, I'll get a H pattern like this. Agar aapka radiation pattern if you observe, now what happens, because of the tapering nature of this second element, you are having a driver here, I'm placing my driver here, I'm placing my, I'll say this element here, so this element is called as the director. Okay, so you can observe all the radiations get added, and whatever radiation pattern you'll observe is nothing but the like this. So you can say this is the enhancement in the beam, so I can say beam enhanced in right direction. So what is my motto behind this? Because I want to increase the radiation, I want to increase the directivity, so that directivity is achieved, or that directivity I have achieved because of. So this is again a H plane pattern. So this is nothing but the how. Now this particular structure will be called as the director. So how I'm going to define a director? I'll just define whatever I have defined previously. The parasitic element shorter than driven element is called as a director. So now what I'm doing, I'm just putting one director, one reflector, and I'll see what will be the overall enhancement in my directivity. So here I'll just basic a 3 element Yagi Uda antenna. So 3 element Yagi. So what kind of structure you will observe in this 3 element Yagi Uda? You will have here, I'll just put my driven element here. I can say this is my half wave dipole. I'm putting reflector behind this particular, and I'm putting director in front of this one. Okay, so and this structure will be called as a reflector, this structure will be called as a driver, and this structure will be called as a director. Now I'll see what kind of the radiation pattern I'm going to observe here. So as you have already seen, आपने पहले भी देखा है कि ये add हो जाता है. So this is my driver. I'll just put driver here. I'll just put a reflector here. और आपने यहाँ पे क्या put किया है? You have put director here. So again, this gives radiation, and I have placed my driver on my y-axis. So if I'm putting it on the y-axis, the radiation pattern, whatever I'll observe, will be of this kind. So I'll get a enhancement in my forward beam. So you can say this is my H-plane pattern. Whenever I'm placing, sorry, this is my H-plane pattern. So if I see what is my E-plane pattern, this along with the X direction, so this will be the X direction, and my radiation pattern in this case will be like this. So I'm getting the maximum directions and the minimum directions in a back loop kind of thing. So this is the E-plane pattern, and this is the enhancement in my what I can say directivity which I have observed. So if I take an ideal half wave dipole, what you get a pattern of 8 as a transmission. So this is all about the 3 element Yagi Uda. So what are the characteristics of 3 element Yagi Uda? So if I see 3 element Yagi Uda gives me the enhancement in the what? Directivity. And what is that enhancement in the directivity? It gives me the Dmax, the maximum directivity. With the 3 element you can achieve 9 dB. Okay, spacing between, if I go to the backslide, this spacing I'll call as a SR, that is spacing between reflector and a driven element. This spacing I'll call it as a SD. Okay, so what will be the enhancement, or what will be the spacing? between these two elements. So if you keep SR and SD in between 0.15 lambda to 0.125 lambda, it gives you the very nice results. Now third observation about this Yagi-Uda antenna, your reflector length is 5% more than what your Yagi-Uda antenna, or sorry, your half wave dipole, and your director length is 5% less than the driven element. So you're keeping this kind of structure. So keep your lengths 5% more and 5% less. So this is nothing but the then driven element, and this is the length at resonance. Length at resonance means lambda by 2. ठीक है, series resonance जो मैंने आपको explain करा था. ठीक है. Now the resonant length of driver. So if I'm talking about the resonant length, if I go back and if I see, this is nothing but the resonant length जो भी आप driven element use कर रहे हो. So keep your resonant length जो भी आपका feed point है. So you just keep your resonant length which is in between 0.47 lambda to 0.48 lambda. What we are ideally saying, it is 0.5 lambda, but actually your resonance occurs at this particular frequency. So this is all about the 3 element Yagi-Uda. So what improvement in basic Yagi-Uda are done? So improvements which are done in the Yagi-Uda, that we'll discuss. So first improvement, the observation was done that the reflectors, the number of reflector was increased. Okay, but if you add more reflector, there is no such enhancement in your radiations. That's why you keep a reflector 1. Okay, now further, if you're going to increase the director, so director are increased, so there will be the enhancement in what, in the directivity. So for 3 element Yagi-Uda antenna, we have observed D max is equal to 9 dB, but if you are increasing that particular to 5 element, your D max will be 15 dB. So as I'm adding more number of director, but there should be a limit how much directors you can add. So maximum directors you can add is nothing but the 15. So maximum director count you can add up to 13 elements, not more than that, because even if you are adding more number of elements, there is no such enhancement or much improvement in the directivity. Okay, and the next one is nothing but as director increase, as you're increasing the director, what happens, the directivity will increase. So the increased directivity is observed when director elements are increased. So this is nothing but the how you are improving that particular. Okay, next one, all elements are electrically faster. Now you are having say 5 elements there, so all the elements whatever you are using, that must be fastened to the conducting grounded central support rod. So you ensure that all elements are electrically fastened to the conducting grounded central support. So all you mount this all components on the rod. So this will be the rod, and what you will observe when you are going for the 5 element, you will get a one major lobe. Okay, so you'll observe one major lobe and several minor lobes because you're using 5 elements, suppose. So each and every antenna will radiate there, parasitic will radiate. Okay, now polarization in the direction of element area. So as we have discussed, your polarization here will be in the direction of element axis. So here, now we'll talk about the 5 element Yagi-Uda antenna. What kind of structure you will observe here? So I'll have a reflector first here, then I'll have a driven element. So my driven element will be here, to which feed is given. Then I have a director 1, director 2, and a director 3. So this I'll call as a reflector. So this will be the reflector. This will be the driver or driven element. This is D1, this is D2, this is D3, and totally I have a 5 elements. So this is a 5 element Yagi-Uda antenna. What kind of radiation pattern I am going to achieve out of this particular? So the radiation pattern, as I can see, my driver is here. Maximum radiations will be in this direction, and the minimum radiations will be. So I'll have a this kind of structures because I'll observe a several minor loops. So this is the radiation pattern which I'm going to observe. Now, whenever we have drawn this particular Yagi-Uda antenna, this is a 5 element. I can say this is the 5 element Yagi-Uda antenna. So this is the radiation pattern which I am observing right now. Now, what kind of observation you will get if you are using this? Now, normally this half wave dipole, your driven element is nothing but the lambda by 2 dipole. So this is the half wave dipole. So it works as a series resonance circuit, and it is having a impedance limitation. So if I talk about the input impedance, it's approximately 73 ohm at a resonance. Okay? But whenever I am using this antenna for, I can say, television transmission or a television application, I can say that my requirement is nothing but the whenever I'm using this twin lead cable or twin lead wire, my requirement is a 300 ohm. Now, this cannot be connected to this twin lead wire, or twin lead wire cannot be connected to this antenna, as my antenna or performance will be degraded. So what can be done here? So instead of using here your normal dipole, you go for the folded dipole. So you use your central conductor or a central, as this is the, and this is nothing but the reflector. If you're using such kind of a structure, instead of having and put it on a rod, okay, और यहाँ पे आपका feed है. So what you have done, the enhancement you have done, you have used a folded dipole. So I can very well use this antenna for television transmission, because I know that whenever I'm going for the folded dipole, my folded dipole impedance is nothing but the 4ZD, which is nothing but the 292 ohm, and my twin lead cable is having a 300. So I can very well connect this folded dipole antenna with this twin lead cable, and I can get very nice radiation properties or radiation parameters when I'm going for this. So this is all about why we are using a folded. Next one is nothing but the application. So what are the applications of this antenna? So the first application, you are not going to use it for a very low frequency. What will happen if you're going to use it for a very low frequency? Your resonant or whatever driven element is there, it is approximately, the length of driven element is approximately lambda by 2. So frequency lowers, your lambda increases, and that's why your antenna will become more bulky. So you're not using it for very low frequencies, you use it for high frequency, very high frequency, and a ultra high frequency range. So when I say high frequency, so HF is nothing but the, I think this is 3 to 30 megahertz. Then VHF is nothing but the 30 to 300 megahertz. And when I say UHF, so UHF range is nothing but the 300 to 3000 megahertz. So you can use this particular frequency in this range will be okay. So it will not hamper, you can say, your length of that particular antenna or something like that. Now you can use this particular antenna for the television purpose. So you use it as a TV antenna, and we know that our TV works in UHF and VHF range. Third, it is used for the point-to-point communication. You use it for the point-to-point communication. Then you can use it in the base station on the mobile communication. So these are nothing but the applications of your Yagi-Uda antenna. Now we are going to discuss actually about the design of 6 element Yagi-Uda antenna. So I'll just discuss and we'll now whenever I'm talking about this 6 element Yagi-Uda antenna, I can achieve the gain of 12 dBi. Okay, 6 element antenna for the gain 12 dBi. How you're going to design that antenna? So First, whenever you're going to design antenna, your antenna is designed, I, I I think, in terms of the lambda. So you must know what is the lambda. So if I'm saying my f is nothing but the operating frequency, what about lambda? My lambda will be C by F. So this is how you can calculate. So here some values are fixed for this particular. So if you talk about the length of now I have a 6 elements here. So the जो भी आपका driven element होगा वो इस type का होगा and it will be a folded dipole and this I'll call as a length of my active element. So I'll call it as a L A. Then I'll have a reflector here. So I'll call it as a LR. Then the length of director. So I'm going to use how many directors here? 1, 2, 3, and a 4. So this is called as the LD1. Okay. So this length will be called as the, and this will be called as the D1, D2, D3, and D4. So lengths of D1, D2, and D3, D4 will be, this will be nothing but the spacing between my active element and my reflector. So this will be called as the SR. Length between or spacing between director and active element, this will be called as the LD1. Then this will be called as the LD2. Sorry, this SR, because we are calling length as a LD1. Okay. So these are nothing but the what things I'm going to use here. Okay. So whenever I'm talking about the length of reflector, what we have seen here, the length of reflector must be always greater than your length of active element. So LR is equal to 0.475 lambda. Then length of active element, your active element must be smaller than your reflector. So length of active element will be LA, which is 0.46 lambda. What about length of director? Now here length of directors will go on a decreasing. Okay. So here length of director, the first length will be LD1. It will be same as LD2 and it will be 0.44 lambda. LD3 will be 0.43 lambda and LD4 will have a 0.40 lambda. Okay, now so what about the spacing between reflector and active element? So your spacing between reflector and active element. Now this we have already denoted with SR. So this will be SR and this will be 0.25 lambda. Now your spacing between director and active element. Now this spacing is called as like will be 0.31 lambda and this will be same for further. So SD1 is equal to SD2 is equal to SD3 is equal to SD4 is equal to 0.31 lambda. So this is all about how you can design the Yagi-Uda antenna. So this is all about, now what will be the overall length of antenna? So the total length of Yagi antenna here, if I write the total length, it will become 1.5 lambda. So if I consider all these lengths, my length will become 1.5 lambda. Okay, so this is all about whenever you're going to design your antenna, what kind of structure will be there. So this is all about. Now we'll design one antenna which will be of a 6 element and another one will be of a 3 element. So I have already explained you about the 6 element antenna. What if I'm going to design an antenna of a 3 element? So here the 3 element antenna or design of 3 element Yagi-Uda. I'm just explaining how these antennas are designed and in the next session we'll talk about the designing. So your length of active element, I'll just denote LA is 478 divided by frequency which is in the megahertz. Now this is given in the feet. What about the length of reflector? It is 492 divided by frequency in the megahertz and it is also given in the feet. Length of the director, as I have only 3 elements, the length of director will be 461.5 divided by frequency which is in the megahertz. These all values are given in the feet. So if I want to convert it into the meter, I'll just go through the what kind of conversion, what kind of relation I. So 1 meter is equal to 3.281 feet. So this you can convert into the meters also. So if you know this relationship. So this is design of 3 element and Yagi Uda antenna. We have seen the design of 6 element Yagi Uda antenna. So we'll stop here.